everyone! Welcome to the ESR Multiclass Monday series. This is race 4, and it's quite a special race as we'll fill you in just a moment. I am your host Cole McRae. Today we are joined by Zach Wolf.
Hello.
Yes, and we are glad to be here. This will be. It's been a minute since you've done a commentary with us, Zach. What was the last one? Was it one of the? I'm trying to remember. Was it the?
It was.
Was it
Was it
a one-off
Bathurst?
race or? Oh, you're
Was it
right. It was
Panorama?
Bathurst. I remember. Yeah, it was Bathurst. I believe also in the. I'm actually not sure. It might have been in the GT Challenge. Actually, yeah, that's it. I
That's
remember now.
right. Yeah, I remember because on the way down there, when we were in Australia, we got into a really intense game of knifing Spoonie at the airport.
Oh yeah, man. I've had some games of Goon of Fortune that I'll never forget.
Oh, and how? But yeah, it was
But
Panorama. I think it might have been the finale of that series, maybe.
yeah, yes, it was. It wasn't. It was definitely. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember very vividly. But just to catch everyone up before we get going too much, and I forget to do this. This is our mid-season double parking race. So this will be a single race, 75 minutes, the longest one of the series, with 2 pit stops and no required pit window. So you can go wherever, or I guess not wherever, you got to go in the pit lane, but whenever you want. Tires are optional, but you must take at least some amount of fuel, and given that's a 75-minute race, that might be a good idea. As you can see, we're at Spa-Francorchamps, the world-famous circuit. It is wet. Yeah, we can see in the forecast, it's just rain, rain, rain. Track is wet. Very good, Assetto Corsa. Good analysis there. But the rain will be lightening up as we proceed into the 5 minutes and 15-minute intervals. We got plenty of cars in the pit, so that signifies that we're pretty much wrapped up. I'm not familiar with many of these names. We have quite a few new people that I'm unfamiliar with. Terekov is third, and unfortunately, because this is a after-the-fact recording, we don't get to have control over the scoreboard, so we can only see what we see. However, Terekov is third, John Archie in fourth, Mika What in fifth. Oh, I forgot. I am a dummy-dum. This is a special race in other ways, in that we have a third class. So normally we have the GT3s and GT4s. Today we have a third class, the Super Trofeos. Those are Lamborghini specific. Yeah, woo! Get some hype going. So French, Martinez, Tan, and Naku, I believe, maybe Tony Waj in 16th, is also a Super Trofeo. These cars are somewhat between the GT3s and GT4s. They're rawer, they have less aero, I think about the same power, maybe just a smidge less. But yeah, they're somewhat in between them almost directly. So they'll be an interesting thing to see. Yeah, they have traction control and ABS, so they should be okay in the rain, but the control around some of these high-speed corners due to their lack of aero may be a issue. We shall see. As I was saying before, Mika Watt in 5th, Zach Martin in 6th, Ayrton Arsenault 7th, Wesley Stokes 8th, Jake Keckley in 9th, and Spencer Taft in 10th. That's for GT3s. Oh, and that's all the GT3s. Okay, excellent. So I believe Dan French, but I think I'll just say French. Guillermo Martinez in second in the Super Trofeos. Tan in third. Where'd he go? There we go. Simeon Naku in 4th.
Yep. Stark
and
15.
And Tony Waj in 5th in the Super Trofeos, I think. Andy Stark in 1st in the Janetta. Oh nope, we don't get to see it anymore. There we go. Oh, okay. So I believe Martin Landry. It's some Landry in 1st, and Max Simmons in 2nd in the GT3s. We're just all over the place.
Just like this race is going to be full.
Oh, no doubt. Also looks like almost all of the Super Trofeos have some sort of ballast. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but these most of the drivers in that class are oh, you know what? I call there was a criteria for being in the Lamborghini class, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I will look that up and find it, or I'll present it as I find it. But yeah, we have some cars starting. They're just around, we'll figure it out. And we got, 75 minutes. and 2 pit stops. So you can see on the left on the scoreboard, or I guess it's really just a timetable, but on the timetable, the 2 in the orange signifies how many pit stops each driver has left to fulfill. And once they do 1, it'll go down to 1, and once they've got both, the number will go away, and the orange will turn to green. So all cars will have to have a green banner thingy in order to not to get a hefty penalty. I'm excited. This seems like a really interesting. I was not able to participate. I was preoccupied. But this is But this is one of the races that I wanted to participate in the most. So it was a bummer to not be able to be here. The Super Trofeos, I'm still looking, and I want to say that it was kind of like the executive class, so drivers not participating in the series, but otherwise proven in past ESR events.
Right.
Are so they, we got the likes of...
For the folks at home, I already know this, but for the folks at home,
of course,
they want to know. I'm getting tweets that are asking if they look any different visually than the GT3s or GT4s.
They do. Not very much, unfortunately. That's just how that goes. They are a little less aggressive, so they do resemble Lamborghini Huracans. I believe Wesley Stokes in 8th is the only Lamborghini that isn't a Super Trofeo.
Okay. Well, they have a pretty distinct body, so that should be a good base to look out for.
Yeah, they're less aggressive. They have a little bit less aero. I think the regular Lamborghini has just a million, aero surfaces and dive planes and stuff everywhere. The Super Trofeos basically have none.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So it's a little bit easier to identify. But I think Wesley Stokes is the only one that isn't a Super Trofeo, so that should be a little easier to distinguish. Just if you kind of know what you're looking at on track.
Right, for the viewers at home.
But good question. Yeah, always good to have the minds of the viewers in mind.
And how.
So we 30 seconds left before the warm-up lap begins, or the pace lap, safety lap, whatever you want to call it. I don't discriminate. We're going to do a whole lap of Spa, so that will be a long one. I'm actually not sure where they're starting. I always get confused with Spa.
I think it's the old one.
Okay. There's two start lines, and they're at the second one after La Source.
Yeah, they're going to pretty much hit like Eau Rouge immediately.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. I want to say they start at the next one, or the previous one.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure. I don't know why are they starting this formation lap here. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in 15 minutes when they finish it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so for you at home watching, feel free to take a bathroom break, grab a cup of coffee. I mean, this is YouTube, so you can pause it, but I'm not allowing you.
No.
I'm specifically disabling that for this video, so do that right now.
Do not adjust our YouTubes. The pause has been disabled.
Exactly. Well, yeah, so they disabled dislike, and we figured we would take it back and disable the pause, so, your move, YouTube.
Yeah, take that.
Exactly. We got a nice look at some grass.
That's
okay.
Right.
And what nice grass it is in Belgium.
Oh, the best.
So this is Mika Watt's first appearance in this series. I want to say so. I can't remember seeing him. We registered about the same time, but I don't think I've ever seen him in a race. So good to see him coming out, making the time. It's not easy to find a plane ticket to Belgium on such short notice.
No.
It's a shame that the track is so rainy, but we can't control the weather unless we can.
Well, we're already about halfway through what F1 did this year, so I think we're gonna come out ahead, my friends.
Yeah, that's the truth there. Neil Sutherland in the Porsche that can be seen from space.
The cotton candy Porsche.
It is indeed. Neil is living in Portland, and I wonder how it's affected his livery tastes. I think maybe it's gotten him
a little one too many voodoo donuts, I take it.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so as you can see, custom liveries are allowed, but only those that can be made through the in-game livery generator. I mean, sorry, the real-life livery generator that is sanctioned by ESR. Don't worry about it. Oh, almost broke the fourth wall there. Anyway.
Kayfabe, brother. Kayfabe.
Exactly. And so we can actually even see now there's the effects of the rain are kind of happening, shall we say.
Yeah.
The track is now damp rather than wet. So, excellent adjective usage there by Kunos.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Jeff Wentworth is driving a different liveried Camaro today. I want to say that his previous effort has been in a different one. I'm interested in Josh McLaughlin behind him, though, in that absolutely hideous / beautiful teal and yellow and silver Maserati.
Like the near seafoam green, but not quite.
Yeah, exactly. The one that makes you want to puke in your mouth a little bit. Yeah. But, so that car is the only car on the grid that has absolutely no access at all to traction control or anti-lock brakes.
Interesting.
So I won't say he's going to struggle. I haven't seen this race before because it's just now happening. So,
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see how he kind of manages that. I think of all the people on the grid, he's going to be the one praying the hardest for the weather to go away and everything to get back to normal.
Right.
That said, you do get 2 pit stops, and they can be whenever you want. So the second the weather looks like it's going to be clearing up, that's probably when we'll get our drivers all kind of descending upon the pits.
Right.
I forget what the weather variation is, or variability is at this track, but I suspect it's high.
I would think so. Up in the mountains like that.
Yeah, we will see. Well, so Eau Rouge means Red River, and I think regardless of that... Oh, we got a car spinning already.
Oh, no.
There was a McLaren turnaround. It might be Spencer Taft. That did not look great. Oh, are we gonna... Ooh, right on the last thing. So here we go, waiting for the green flag. Suspense is killing me.
Alright, I think we...
Are we going to the next one? Okay.
I think we are. That or this is the cleanest, slowest racing we've ever seen here at ESR.
Dude, they're freaking careful, okay?
They're like the Blue Angels on the ground.
Exactly. Oh, they're getting a little bit bunched up. Okay, yes, we are going to the next one. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, so that's put that in my pocket for later.
I did notice though on the mini map that the start-finish line appears to be on the other side, though.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing when I hypothesized they would use that one to start with. So who freaking knows?
Yeah.
Just something tradition. Okay, so this is our only other option. So it has to be here. And green flags are waving, indeed. We are go for race
here we
4,
go.
right into Eau Rouge. Like you said, this is going to be hectic. Max Simmons defending against Landry. Oop, and he's just giving him the position. Probably good because that BMW. Oh, just kidding, because Landry goes off, and that's Landry, and he just takes himself out. Ooh, being cautious.
Looks like the pack is bunched up again. We had a little bit of a separation at green flag, but I think they're back together now.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the classes are, it's not an official game feature, but the classes are required to maintain a pretty big separation. Oh, we got an Audi. That is, I can't see the name. It's Ayrton Arsenault. He went into the side of, I believe that's Zach Martin. I'm not entirely sure there. The cars are flipping all over the place on the scoreboard, and I can't make heads or tails of it.
Carl. At least he
yeah,
made it this time. Although sometimes I wonder we'd be better off, if he had just slept in again. But
yeah.
I love you,
this
Carl.
Thing? Yeah. What was this thing? Oh yeah, nepotism. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got the job by being related to someone or something.
Yeah. Well, Carl's last name is ESR. It's Carl ESR.
Oh yeah, that's right. Carl ESR.
It's the family business.
If you say it fast enough, his name could be Carly SR.
Ooh. I like it.
So keep them in mind for the lore for future races and stuff.
Fantastic.
Indeed. Man, I was gonna say something. Oh well. I mean, aside from that start, no. Oh yeah, that's right. The classes are mandated by our stewards to get a pretty good separation going before the race starts. And I imagine that includes the Super Trofeos, but we will see. I guess we won't, because we should have already seen it. Anyway, Max Simmons is getting a pretty commanding lead already.
He's a good run.
Yeah, he's been pretty potent in that BMW M6. That car, he actually might be a bit of a wild card on this track in these conditions, because traditionally, we got Mika What being bold and making a move on Terekov, I believe.
Oh, he might have the inside.
Oh, yep, he
makes the
got it
move.
through the bus stop. Very clever, very clever.
Very clean.
Okay, so we got 18 Lamborghinis. Dan French on the inside of Guillermo Martinez. No, just kidding. That's Tan on the inside of French, and looks like he's gonna not keep that position. Oh, wait, maybe he will. Sorry, the cars are a little bit unfamiliar to me, and there's a lot of numbers on the screen, so I'm trying to get it all figured out.
Not to mention this rain in Belgium. You can't see anything.
Exactly. I believe so. You can kind of see on the mini map there, on the yellow cars, aside from the red. The red is the car we're currently watching. The yellow cars are the Super Trofeos. The gray ones are the GT3s, and the dark blue ones are the GT4s.
Great.
If you see any teal cars, that indicates that they're on a different lap, and so they're not traffic. So I mean, they are traffic, but they're not. You know, like this isn't for position.
Right. Are we under blue flag rules, I take it?
Almost surely. I have no reason to believe that we have switched that. I didn't see that in any notices, so I assume so. And I want to say, I just realized this, but I want to say that the Super Trofeos have those little light strips in the bumper, the front bumper you can see there, right underneath the Lamborghini logo. I want to say the GT3 doesn't have that.
Okay. Almost like a rally car.
Yeah, kind of.
Like in positioning, if not size.
Exactly, right. Well, you never know. Speaking of, in ESR, we're currently doing a new Dirt Rally 2.0 championship, and the car class is Rally GT. So the biggest, fastest, most powerful cars, rear-wheel drive only. So the Super Trofeo might be a good fit. We got to talk to get on the horn to Codemasters.
That's right.
To do a DLC. That might be fun.
Let's just get it in there. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh, we got yellow flags waving somewhere. Not entirely sure where that is. I'm a little confused because the game says that Neil Sutherland, who's in a GT4, has set the best lap, which I'm not entirely sure how that's possible, but maybe he found the nitrous button.
Could be. I mean, it's early in the race. It's wet. I'm sure he might have just gotten a little piece of track open.
Yeah, maybe.
He's dropping, though.
Oh yeah, yes, he might be that car under yellow flag we see on the minimap there.
Oh, I see it.
Entirely sure.
I think it's...
No, he's not that far back.
Is it like going into like the last chicane before? Where is that?
I'm not sure.
I
truth be told, I'm not sure. In the end, it doesn't really matter all that much because they're gonna be just shuffling all around anyway.
Sure.
One thing I forgot to mention: all the cars are equipped with a nitrous bottle. But it's not installed. It's just loose in the car, so you can use it, but you got to find it while you're driving and install it. And if you can do that and rig it up, then you get nitrous. And it looks like Neil Sutherland was the first to find it. Oh, Ayrton Arsenault cutting Eau Rouge, or gosh dang it, what's the name of the turn right after Eau Rouge? It's gonna kill me. I gotta look it up.
The other one, yeah.
The other one. Speaking of, Drive to Survive for Josh McLaughlin. He has clawed his way, or I suppose leapfrog would be the better word, his way up into second place or third place behind Andy Stark and Freddie Avila. So Avila's in the McLaren, 2 spots in front. So he's had quite the race already. I guess proving that the Maserati is no joke, even though it doesn't have those. It doesn't need those fancy schmancy computer aids.
No. They're just trying to steal your identity anyway.
Basically. Wait. Who makes these computer systems? Facebook.
What?
Oh,
you mean Meta?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right, Meta. They're gonna use it to create the metaverse, and there will be no Maserati in it.
No, only the Metarati.
Exactly. So while it doesn't have any of the fancy computer aids, it does have a wonderful sounding engine, which you got a nice earful there for the last couple of seconds as we were on board with McLaughlin. Mark Sutherland, a relative of Neil in 21st, is right behind Josh, though. Although he's kind of caught between Alex Shine, who we also haven't seen in this series before, so good to see him.
All right.
I think this is his first race in quite some time as well. I haven't been keeping up on the Shiny Boy Sheen, But as our what is it, organizer, Justin Swan used to call him. But he is definitely welcome, and it's good to see him here. Oh, we got some action happening behind James Butler in the Mercedes. Oh, well, we don't get to see it. Battling with Trevor Chaney, so we'll have to keep an eye on the timesheet to see what ends up going on there. Looked like he was maybe making a move. We shall see.
James Butler making a move? No. I've never heard of
Never. Is John Barker there? Because they'll do whatever it takes to get themselves near to me, or near to each other, so they confuse me. And so this is Wesley Stokes, our only Lamborghini GT3, and yeah, confirmed there is no light bar at the front. So
okay,
you can if you can see that, they might be moving a little fast, but if you can see
right
that,
there.
that is
view?
the not Trofeo.
Oh, and here I thought Carl nailed one.
Yeah, dang it. He is, however, under heavy fire from Ayrton Arsenault. In that red, white, and blue Audi. This is going to be a little bit of sibling rivalry. These cars are essentially the same as far as...
a little bit of contact?
A little bit of RG-bargy. We'll have to see. Yep, Arsenault made out just fine. Not a problem. The real question is, who did he make out with?
That's always a fun question to ask yourself.
A little extra spice, yeah. You ask yourself. Oh, we got a McLaren. Zach Martin, I think that is. Ooh, hold up, Mika, what? And Kuzya Terekov ended up just seeing the gap there and making a run for it. Mika Watt's able to get past Zach Martin on the inside of Bouillon, but he still lost a spot to Martin, so that's going to be a little bit frustrating, although not devastating like it could have been otherwise. Also, props to all the drivers for keeping that clean. That could have been really nasty.
Yeah.
Especially with these damp track conditions.
This has been a really clean race so far.
Yeah, extremely clean. I'm like I said, I was very pleased and honestly a little bit surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so composed. We've had a couple of spin-aroundies, but not too much.
Yeah, nothing like, I mean, like, nothing like malicious or anything, obviously, but it's just, Spot can be tricky on a good day. That we know, exactly. But Spot can be tricky on a good day, and then you throw in the weather, and it's, anything can happen, so props to the drivers, one and all.
Yeah, it makes me wish I was there even more, damn it. But yes, so this track can be very, very treacherous on good days. As I've said many times before, so anyone who's listened to me commentate this track knows what I'm gonna say, but I love Spa. Spa is such a great track, but it hates me. It is a very one-sided relationship. It's pretty toxic. People tell me I should just stop, but I just can't stay away.
I know, it's hard. It's hard.
I think I've set one good lap on this track before, but it was kind of a one night fling. Ooh, Wesley Stokes getting a little bit bold on the source. Looks like he wanted to get a little payback for that pass that Ayrton Arsenault had gave him. But yeah, so I think I set one good lap. I think it was a Tuesday.
Okay.
And that was basically it.
I'm the same. I have a similar relationship with Road America.
Oh yeah.
I can never get a good.
Tricky.
It is tricky, but it's fun. I enjoy failing it. It's fun to try.
Exactly. Were we going to say that before I interrupted you a little bit? You have Road America. You enjoy.
Oh, I enjoy trying to improve Road America. As a relatively newish sim racer, one thing I'm still kind of trying to get down is getting really good corner exits. And I think Road America is a good track to try to do that, because it's like all corner exit that
basically. Yeah, and corner exits are really, really crucial, and like you said, Road America is pretty much all of those. Looks like this battle we're watching here between Wesley Stokes and Ayrton Arsenault is kind of getting Mr. Arsenault a little bit hot under the collar. He's gone off just a smidge on a couple of corners.
Uh-oh.
And looks like he's got to reel his line back in. We can see Stokes is kind of clawing back at his position there.
Yeah.
So we might see this might erupt into full-blown conflict if this keeps happening for a little bit.
Yeah.
You can see there.
Stokes
Arsenault
looks like a more composed driver.
Definitely. And we can see that Arsenault, even on the last couple of corners, went pretty wide, like right there. See, yeah, he's trailing a little bit, which is really interesting. If anything, the Audi, in my experience, is far more squirrely, shall we say. It likes to oversteer. The Lamborghini too, but a little bit less so. So I would expect Arsenault to be kind of struggling to contain the oversteer, but he appears to be having the opposite problem. So maybe he's tuned that out.
Yeah, could be. Ooh, once again.
But kind of come back to Road America a little bit. I love that track too. It's a bit of a love-hate though. Like I enjoy the technicalities of it. It's a really interesting track with a lot of interesting kind of unique corners.
Yes.
You don't see a lot of those in a lot of places. However, my main problem is that the straights are just too long. They are so long.
I don't disagree with that. I certainly don't.
And that's you know, can be okay. Actually, it's good if you got cars really similar, like spec racing, because then you can really make use of the draft and stuff. And especially on faster cars, but on slower cars, it's. I remember a while ago we had this wasn't an ESR, but it was I think a race room rank thing. Excuse me, that had NSU Cup cars.
Oh,
are you familiar with NSUs?
Oh yeah, they were my favorite race room car up until a few updates ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you really expressed your displeasure with them.
Me? No.
Yeah.
But you know, I raced it the other day, and I don't know. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not my favorite anymore. I think in race room now that'll go to the FR3.
Yeah. Oh, the FR3. Interesting.
They really did a number on that car, like in a good way.
Oh, okay. I was like,
yeah. What have you done, you butchers?
Yeah, right.
But no, NSU at Road America, that must have been.
What, it was at least positively brutal.
3-minute lap at least, right?
Oh yeah, I don't remember what the lap times were, but I have no doubt that they were over 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Oh my god, the Undertaker could get to the ring in that time.
Right, I feel like I wore down my my accelerator pedal spring more in that one race than I did in my entire rest of sim racing history. Basically,
that's like
that's had time to read the news articles and stuff, and you know, on the streets.
Do a little alt tab out, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Go check something out, come back.
Yeah, it ended up working out great because I got a couple of phone calls. Oh, Wesley Stokes, as we predicted, on the inside of Ayrton Arsenault. I don't know where this is. This is Stavelo, I think. Yeah, in the run up to Blanchimont. Okay, nice clean overtake. We see.
Yep.
We didn't get to see too much of that, but it looked kind of like Arsenault just went wide again, and Stokes finally just gave it to him. Although it looks like Arsenault might have done a little better launch. Yeah. We'll have to see. Can he take him into the bus stop? No, he's pretty far behind. It'd be one hell of a lunge.
Yeah.
Oh, he got some.
But that's what it looked like to me. It looked like he just ran wide again, and then Arsenault took advantage.
And Stokes was just there to snap it up.
Or Stokes, sorry, yeah.
Well, yeah, we get it. Oh yeah, and Stokes just at his best lap of the race, 2:31.057. So he is on fighting form. We'll have to see if Arsenault can make it back up. But I'm interested why you say I haven't driven the FR3s in the Formula 3s in race room. Going back to that, I haven't driven those in a long time, but in the ranked Sundays, we've been doing a lot of Formula 4s, and I will say that I haven't driven the Formula 3s in a long time, but the 4s are pretty fantastic.
They're greatly improved, right?
Yeah, I haven't been a huge fan of Formula cars in race room. That's a sentiment that's shared by I feel like a lot of the other community. Ooh,
myself included.
Arsenault, Arsenault getting really close to Stokes there.
Ooh. He's poking. He's looking for an opening.
He is. I'm interested to see where he'll try and find it, because it looks like maybe he can get a little better corner exit if he can corral the car during the mid corner. Because it looks like Stokes has the Alex Shine in the bus stop getting a little bit sideways. Under 5 from Neil Sutherland and behind Josh McLaughlin. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But it'll be interesting to see how Ayrton Arsenault can because it seems like his struggles so far are mid corner. And so if he can kind of corral that, he seems like he gets better corner exits than Stokes does. So maybe he can make use of that. We'll have to see.
Worth noting, looks like Joseph over in Weather is saying that looks like the rain could be cleared up in as little as 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, it does look like that indeed. Yeah, I just intuited that just now through the ether.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been watching the Skillshare videos, and I think it's really improved my technique.
I think so.
You know, they say that the toe movements are necessary, but I don't think they are. You know, I think if you flare your nostrils enough, you can get it just right.
I think it's necessary on a per person basis. Some people it might be necessary. Others,
yeah, that's
you know, a simple little like knee wiggle will do just fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You know, I didn't. I'll have to try the knee wiggle next time. But yeah, you're right. To go back, the weather appears to be clearing up. So we're currently damp in decreasing rain conditions, and it's going to go to just cloudy in as little as 15 minutes. So,
would you say 15? That could probably put you in like an approximate first pit window.
It could. Well,
maybe
there
a
are
little
no pit
early-ish,
windows.
but oh, I know.
Well,
I mean, as far as like what you might want to do. I mean.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is going to be interesting. We see in 23rd place, Trevor Cheney's already dived to the pit, so he might be playing a 4-dimensional chess move.
Ooh, yeah.
If he can grab the dries before everyone else, that may end up benefiting him. The tire model in Assetto Corsa is kind of interesting, for better and worse. I've yet to fully figure it out, but John Archie getting a little bit of a bobble into Lacombe, I think that is, but. We'll have to see how the tire choices play into the racing. I would imagine Josh McLaughlin in 19th in that Maserati, which, as we said before, has no computer aids at all. I imagine he'd be paying closest attention to the weather of all the cars, just because of how much that car is reliant on its mechanical grip.
Right. Because you wouldn't have like your traction control or anything like that, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So his car, it does have a unique feature in that it has a display built in that will show you when each wheel is locking up.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool and imagine almost, you know, completely
distracting.
No, not that distracting, but necessary. I would imagine. So the opposite of that kind of. And speaking of, here he is.
Oh.
He's fallen back quite a bit in the field, so...
Did Sutherland just pit? Or Stark?
That's Stark, I believe. I believe that's, and it's not Andy, by the way, it's Adam Stark. So,
okay.
Sorry, Adam, I forgot. I have no explanation.
Ooh.
My spotter's got us wrong, that's it. But Josh McLaughlin is prime position to watch this battle between Neil Sutherland and Alex Shine. Looks like Sutherland just made a move on Shine down the Kemmel Straight.
Did he get him?
I think so. I mean, it'd be nice if we could watch them instead of Josh.
It looks like he's ahead on the leaderboard. Or on the scoreboard.
Yep, you're right. Yep, he is definitely farther forward. So it looks like he got that maneuver done. Mika, what? Continually being the subject of controversy today, as he's under fire still from Zach Martin. I think this is the same battle we were watching earlier where he... Oh, wait, no, it definitely is, because Zach Martin took his spot. So Mika actually got in front of him at some point, and it looks like it must have been pretty recently in the past. Martin looks like he's diving to the inside. Nope, he backs out as they approach. I forget what this corner is called. About to see in the run-up to Lacombe. I forget how the Lexus is. We got more controversy. Wesley Stokes versus Ayrton Arsenault again. Looks like Arsenault slid by when we weren't looking. It might have been just now. It might have been just now. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, the director sure cut to it quickly, like it just happened.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're seeing again. He's struggling to maintain that mid-corner speed, and Stokes is close enough that he might be able to claw that position back without too much trouble.
He ran wide.
Getting a little bit slidey.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
This could be interesting here.
Nope. Okay. Good call on the follow cam. And these drone pilots are so good. It's like basically like they're locked to the car.
It's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah. You ever see those guys' thumbs?
Yeah, dude,
they're crazy.
Freaking
huge.
Yeah. Oh, Arsenault goes way wide. Ooh.
Oh, he can't make the move though. Too wet.
Yep. It's too wet, but those cars are too thick.
And that's just this whole section is. I don't usually try to pass around this section too much.
Ooh, Arsenault again dips 2 tires onto the gravel, but there's too much thickness that the Lamborghini cannot get through.
Can he get the?
Can he get the
This is
run
good.
into Blanchimont? I
Hard to
have
say.
limited confidence, but this is a good setup into the bus stop.
He's definitely close enough to try something if he's feeling zesty.
Lead watch real quick. John Archie has just set the best lap of the race and is closing in on Max Simmons. He's almost to 3/4 of a second. So
they both went in.
And they both peel off into the pits. So no rest for the wicked. Now what's going to be interesting is depending on how they time their pit stops, how much fuel they take, if they take tires, which I imagine they will. And sure enough, we've seen, you can tell by the ones on the left side of your screen there, a bunch of cars have already peeled off and done their first pit stop. So we can see that the damp track is, people are trying to anticipate that.
Oh, meanwhile, Mika Wood coming back for seconds.
Yeah, well, I think that's Zach Martin coming back for seconds.
Ah, yes. He's
and the
coming back for
McLaren.
Mika Wood seconds.
Exactly. There'll be no lunch money to be had anywhere on this track.
That's right.
Everyone's getting wedgies today.
Swirlies.
Yep, and that's gonna be it. Zach Martin takes position 5 or 4 from Mika Wood. So now we're going to see some of the fun stuff. So that is, we're watching onboard from Neil Sutherland's car. That's not a car that he's fighting for position with. That is a GT3 Mercedes. So it is much faster.
Is that Butler?
And I believe that is James Butler, yes. No, Butler, wait, mate. No, I think Butler is in a GT4. I believe that's Jay Keckley in 15th. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure James Butler's in a GT4. And so this is where the true fun of multi-class comes in, because just the extra layer of chaos that gets added with an extra class. The fast class has to, navigate through and try not to kill them. I believe in this series, I think the rule that Neil, our organizer, has set is that the GT4s run whatever line you do, but try to run a consistent line, and the GT3s, you figure it out. You make your way around. And I prefer that. And looks like,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Was that?
Oh, that's Jay Keckley. Yeah.
Keckley?
So I just saw the pit thing pop up next to his name. So that is indeed him. I was looking at something. Oh, it looks like Mika Watt might have gotten back by Zach Martin again in 4th.
Oh, yep.
Oh yes. Someone got a stop and go penalty. It was. Dang it! They were at the bottom. They're now at the bottom of the list probably, so we don't get to see them. Ah, crap! That's gonna eat at me. Oh well. Not a big deal.
In this race, they got to stop and go.
Yeah, I saw an SG30 somewhere, and I assume either it was cleared by the stewards, which is unlikely, seeing as we're watching the steward right now, Neil Sutherland. But I mean, maybe he's just like really good at multitasking. He installed that nitrous bottle, and
he did.
Like, what's next? All right, gotta set up in-car networking so I can clear penalties on the fly. All right, no problem.
No problem.
You never know.
No problem. Stewarding and driving.
Exactly, stewarding, driving, making some espresso, solving world hunger, probably. I don't know.
All of it, yeah.
All the above. Bring it on.
It's a lot easier to list things that Neil Sutherland can't do than it is to things he can do. Because we'll be here all day of the things he can do while driving that car.
Yeah, wash a dog.
Wash a dog?
He can't do that.
No.
Yeah, and brick masonry. he's no good at that either.
No. No, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, couples counseling? He's also not very good at that.
Most of us aren't.
But no.
Looks like we're on a greasy track now.
Oh yeah, it is greasy. Yep.
Look at that.
And sure enough, we've gotten the cloudy clouds. No more rain to be seen. And it looks like that's going to persist for the foreseeable future, and by that I mean for the next 15 minutes.
Fantastic. That's all I can see into the future.
Yeah, exactly. See, the ether reveals all, but not to me.
Like that Mitch Hedberg joke. I can read minds, but unfortunately I'm illiterate. I know they're saying something, but I don't know what.
I love that. Who said that?
Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know, kids, look him up.
Yeah, he's great. Oh yeah. I haven't seen the interior of a. I haven't seen the interior of an Aston Martin in a long time. I always get a crack. I always get a crack out of the interiors because they have so many lights. I don't know what they all could possibly
Oh, do
do.
they?
Yeah.
Like on the dash?
So, yeah, on the dash. So a lot of cars will have what rev lights, which is basically just a bunch of LEDs kind of just like attached in a row. And normally they'll have them set in like a little group. And they'll just attach those groups kind of as a unit. The Aston Martin has like 5 groups. It's insane. I don't know what they could all possibly be for, but I mean, I imagine if you turned them all on, you could probably blind oncoming traffic with it.
Interesting.
And as additionally yourself.
Sure. Pretending you're in a spaceship, maybe?
Exactly. Beep boop 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 boop.
Beep boop boop bop bop boo.
Yep. So Jake Keckley in 20th, our first driver to use both of his pit stops. You can see the green bar next to his name. Yeah, that could be a tactic and a half. We are approaching the halfway point. That'll come at about 37.5 minutes. But it is still not here. So he might have had some damage or something. That is the nice thing about these no pit window races, is that, well, if you come across some bad luck or you make a mistake in a previous pit stop or something, you still have another one to kind of mess around with. So it's possible that because otherwise, if you get damage in one stop race, all of a sudden you don't, and it's outside of the window. If it's inside the window, it's fine, but if it's outside the window, you all of a sudden you got to take another pit stop, or maybe you want to try and just limp it along for another lap. Maybe you can save enough time.
Yeah.
But especially at Spa, which has one of the most legendarily lengthy.
It's so long.
Pit stops. Exactly. Yeah. Are we still talking about Spa?
We are.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I got distracted for a second there.
That's okay. That's okay. You get like that every time we come to Belgium.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many waffles.
Oh, I love waffles. It took me forever to figure out if they were called Belgian waffles or Belgium waffles. I didn't know that Belgian with an N is like the name for someone from Belgium. And so I was like, are they Belgium waffles or Belgian waffles? Because they're so similar.
Well, come to think of it, what do I say? I mean, whatever I say now would be tainted, of course. But
yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I think you're onto something, though.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Belgian with an N.
Belgian, yeah.
Because why would they be Belgium waffles?
Belgium waffles.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Why would it be supposedly? But it is.
Whoa!
Oh!
Jake Keckley with a nice little save. That was good.
Flipping and sliding.
That looked nice.
Yeah,
you got
that
a great
was.
angle from that.
I meant to do that.
Yeah.
He has a really deep voice, Jake Keckley.
Oh, there we go. Just kidding. Commentator's curse.
Oh, no. I thought it was a myth.
I meant to do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh, my friend, it is definitely not a myth.
Oh, no.
We exercise immense power as the commentators.
My apologies, Jake Keckley. My apologies.
No. Do not apologize.
I take it back. That's
do not.
Early.
Yeah, get fricked. Now you don't have a pit stop to fix your damage with, idiot.
Yeah, where'd he go?
I'm just kidding. Well, you got to learn him somehow.
Yeah. You gotta learn him somehow.
Exactly. So Jake Keckley, unfortunately, we'll have to see what he does there. That looked like a pretty bad hit.
He hit pretty. I don't know if he hit like head on, but he definitely had a pretty good angle.
Yeah. That was a pretty nasty slide, and I guess he was trying to show off again. And
but that first one he caught was beautiful.
Yeah, we'll just strike that from the record.
Strike what from the record?
The second one. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Strike what? So yeah, there's the GT4 Mercedes, and up ahead a little bit you can see it. Well, never mind. You can't anymore.
Nope.
Director does director things. Any more drama happening? Looks like Tan 11th is going after Dan French. Well, we don't get to see it. That's a couple of cars ahead, but we can just imagine. Close your eyes. Well, don't close them, but imagine with your eyes open.
Imagine. I know. I can hear it now. Dan French saying, "Pas aujourd'hui, Tan. Pas aujourd'hui." I'm like, damn, that's hard French.
You son of a bitch. I don't know any French, so imagine this is in French.
It's close enough.
Oh, hold. Only do fromage. Trevor Shaney is under fire from Just Kidding. He passed James Butler.
What's interesting in this pandemic of ours is before I used to work in French, and I could speak French a lot better than I could understand it. But now
really?
I don't speak it. I barely speak it anymore, except for like when I go to like the store or something. But then I can understand it a lot better, but I can't speak it as well.
Oh,
So
really?
it's hard. Yeah. So
Huh? Why is that, you suppose? Just because you haven't spoken it
just
as much?
practice, yeah, like repetition,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I used to work with the French-speaking public, and
I'm so
now I
sorry.
work from the Zach-speaking home now.
The Zach, the Zach speaking home. I love it. Ooh, we can tell this battle is getting pretty intense when
Oh,
both of the cars skip over the corner that's not Eau Rouge, but's right after it. Come on, I can get it. I'm not looking it up on Google. What are you talking about?
no, it's not if that's what you're accusing us of.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look, is that a
Don't worry about it.
distraction? Look over there.
Yeah, look over there. It's a distraction.
Oh,
Oh, it's getting intense still.
kind of slowed down a little bit.
Ready
Whoa,
on. That's it.
no!
Oh no!
Oh, is that
Ooh.
Butler or Cheney?
Yeah, I believe that's Butler. So Cheney is the car we're watching right now. Butler had a nice slide, and it looked like he mostly recovered it. I am curious to see if he got any damage. Well, we'll never really see it because this game doesn't like showing us damage. But
I don't.
it'll be in.
It looked like yeah, that didn't look like it was too bad.
He mostly recovered it. Depending, I don't fully understand how it works, but sometimes the cars are better at taking damage in particular ways than others. So I don't know how the Mercedes GT4 likes it, but that's just a little slap on the ass. So I guess we'll see.
We'll find
In
out.
any case, exactly.
It
In
is
any
German.
case, right. In any case, Trevor Cheney got that position. He's now in the question mark. I don't know. You figure it out.
21st.
Oh yeah, 21st. Good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Josh McLaughlin watch, or I guess the McLaugh watch. He is now in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7th place. Excuse me. That is a prolific fall from second that he was earlier.
Yeah.
He still has one pit stop left to do.
Does he down 2 laps? Is that accurate?
No. Ooh, maybe actually.
No. Okay.
No.
Wait.
Is that to the leader?
I think
Ooh,
it's...
John Archie going for a spin!
Archie!
Our leader! And he looks like he stopped some traffic. Who is that he stopped? Is that Max Simmons? No, it's a Camaro. It is Trevor Cheney, I believe. And so that means he just goes right into the pits. He's like, all right,
I'm here.
time to, might as well, right? You know,
yeah, might as well. You're already in.
If you go in the grocery store and you're near the gas station, you might as well get the gas too.
Exactly.
Right there.
It'd probably take longer for him to get out of that pit lane.
Exactly.
He's like, whatever, I'll just do it.
Right.
Oh, he's still in first though. How far back is Simmons?
He's still in first. And this is his first pit stop, so he does have a significant advantage in having never pit yet. Although to his credit, either that means holy crap. That means that either he started the race on dry tires and has just been sticking and had an absolutely, no doubt, rough time, which I find unlikely because he probably would have. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
either that.
That'd be an impressive drive for sure.
Or he's been on wets this entire time, including after it's gotten dry. And I don't fully understand the way ACC tires work, but I'm pretty sure that the wet tires are basically for only like super wet. Once it even starts to get damp, I'm pretty sure that the dries are far superior. I'm not 100% sure, so I could just be completely wrong. And if I am, you can't do anything about it because I'm the one with the microphone.
Damn right. And you paid to see us.
Exactly. Wait, they paid?
Wait,
when do I get to see some of this money?
Wait, you paid?
No, but they paid?
Huh?
When do I get to see some of this money?
Wait, who am I supposed to pay?
I don't know, but you will pay.
Oh no!
So looks like the cars are spread out sufficiently that I have no clue what's going on anymore.
No, not really.
I mean, bold of myself to assume that I would ever know what's going on, but
I mean, that's the first mistake is thinking you do know.
Exactly. Ooh. So hopefully no one made that mistake because I definitely didn't.
Definitely have a dry race line now.
Yeah, the track is allegedly greasy, but I don't know how it'd be greasy when. Ooh, there we go. Spencer Taft making a move on GT4.
I think he might have been getting blue flag now.
It's possible. I don't know what the rule officially is, but I'm pretty sure the GT4s are allowed to ignore blue flags.
Okay.
And
leave it up to the GT3.
Yeah, basically. I mean, not that it would really matter anyway, because they're so much slower. I mean, you can just see that one, that Porsche got passed on the Camel Straight, the last straight, and already he's got, 10 or 12 car lengths. So.
Right.
No doubt at all. So Max Simmons is now in the lead after John Archie finishes his pit stop and ends up 5th.
All right.
So, interestingly, Zach Martin has gotten back by Mika What for 3rd. I wonder if there might be a spin involved there, because he's now not only in the lead, but he's also 7 seconds in the lead, or near enough.
Yeah, that's like there's we didn't see a gap like that the rest of the race so far.
Oh, here's a good example of the speed difference between the Super Trofeos and the GT3. Kuzia here, we're on board with, just passed that car behind him, not entirely sure which one it is, a couple of corners ago, and similarly to the GT4s, he's just out of there.
He's gone.
Crucially, the difference isn't so much in the straight line as it is in the corners. So, like I said, the Super Trofeos are aero light. They have fine mechanical grip. I think a little bit less even, not aero considering, but they should be able to more or less hang in the straights, but definitely through the corners, especially high-speed ones like Blanchimont. They're going to get their lunch money stolen.
Interesting.
So one thing that's interesting to me in particular is, John Archie with a drive-through penalty. Oh, no.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, you really do, especially at Spa. Oh, here's a really interesting thing. We're looking at Guillermo Martinez, who's passing Ayrton Arsenault. Martinez notably is in the Super Trofeo. And they're fighting a little bit, which is not something I expected. That
was close.
Oh, this is actually for position. I mean, not really, because Martinez still has to pit once more and Arsenault doesn't. But I'm kind of intrigued as to why he's fighting so hard with this car that's not even in his class.
Something to do.
Yeah, maybe he's just, giving him a little bit a little look-see and being like, or giving an eyebrow waggle, like, I can hang with you.
What do you think?
Come on, big boy. Yeah, exactly. You like what you see?
I mean, like we said before, it's a lonely lap, Spa.
It's just
you're like, hey, I can just race with this guy for a minute.
Exactly. I don't need both my hands.
No.
What?
What?
I didn't say anything.
Is that a distraction again?
Did you hear something?
That's great.
But yeah, so I think that further leads credence to the idea that the Super Trofeos are driven by slightly more prolific drivers.
Because like you said that the I can't say that word fast apparently. Trofeos. These aren't like regular series drivers, correct?
No, not. Well, these are their first entrance.
Okay.
There was a smidgen of controversy because a lot of the drivers wanted to drive the Super Trofeos, but they were already involved and they were not allowed to switch.
Oh.
So some people were upset. I wasn't able to drive the race anyway, but if I was allowed to or able to, I would have wanted to drive the Super Trofeo just because I think there's so much fun.
Okay, cool.
But what happened there? Landry ended up going way off, outbraking himself at the bus stop. I think that is. Wait, is that Landry? Yes, that was Landry. So that was not for position. Wait, I don't know.
He took that fast. The car behind.
Yeah. Yeah, he did indeed. Actually, I said I was gonna look up the friggin' Trofeo thing. If I don't do it, I'm gonna get angry emails again.
Oh no, they're gonna start.
Yeah. Okay, so search for Super Trofeo doesn't render any results. What about ST? Okay, so that's all coincidence. There's no criteria for Super Trofeo drivers except that you cannot be participating in the series already.
Oh, okay.
So it just kind of worked out that there are some better drivers. Guillermo Martinez is an ESR. He's been in a lot of races in the past. Dan French is he hasn't been in a ton recently, but I think he used to be. I'm not sure about Tan. I've only seen Tan a couple of times, and so I'm not qualified to espouse on that.
Mm-hmm. And we're getting a question from our MySpace page.
MySpace.
Somebody wants to know what race this is in the series.
This is race 4. This
race
is race 4.
Okay.
So this is a halfway point. This is a relatively short season. Well, kind of. It's as close to halfway as you can get. So this is the start of the second half.
Okay.
So it's a 6-race series. This is race 4. It is our longest race, 75 minutes. And like I said, like you've probably been able to see, 2 pit stops. And it kind of marks the winding down point of the series, unfortunately.
Oh.
Which is unfortunate. Our next race will be just a regular sprint, 1 pit stop with a pit window. Ooh, Max Simmons goes sliding off.
Uh-oh.
No, he's sliding all around.
What a great time to cut away when the lead's about to change.
No kidding.
Or potentially they're going to fight for it.
Well, he's within a quarter of a second, almost a third of a second at least. Go back.
Go back.
Come on, I can see one. Let me see him.
With all due respect to Arsenault, but come on now.
Carl.
He's way. There's a battle going on up there. Oh, here we go.
With that, they got through Eau Rouge and Radeon, and I'm inclined to believe that that's going to be it for that part of the battle.
Did you look up Radeon, or did you just say it?
I looked it up.
Ah. If somebody asks you again,
yeah, exactly.
If somebody asks you during the course of this race,
it came to me. Whoa! Oh, way out breaky. But that might be okay. Is that Martin? I don't think so. Ooh, now here's the drama of the GT4s.
Oh, yeah,
that is James Butler, who's throwing a little bit of a wrench into this huge battle here. It looks like he pulled off to the side. He doesn't really have a stake in this battle, but I don't know, man. I enjoy being a GT4 and just causing as much havoc in the GT3 field as possible.
That was definitely cool. It definitely made it a little, obviously not so much that he interfered, but he definitely made it a little interesting there. Yeah, they all kind of converged on him.
Yeah, I know some drivers don't like it. They're like, oh, it's sacre bleu, it's an unnecessary obstacle. But I think it's fun from both sides. I like weaving through the slower cars, trying to find a gap and to time it right, because that's another thing.
Yeah.
If you're playing enough 4D chess, you can slow up or whatever to kind of time you're getting on coming up on the GT4s, or in this case also Super Trofeos, in order to make it pass at a better time rather than being stuck behind them for an hour and a half. This might be interesting too. Ooh. We're coming up in the Run de Blanchimont, and I believe that's Guillermo Martinez
up there
playing the role of right there in the red car, I believe. Oh, he looks like Simmons got through without much. Oh, and Martinez, I believe, is still trying to be the blocker. Whoa! I think that was the same. It
looks like it.
McLaren that completely butchered the bus stop earlier. Although he somehow got a better run than Terekov in the Aston Martin. Not entirely sure how that worked out. But Max Simmons setting his best lap of the race so far, so he's clearly not affected too much by the drama.
Yeah, he got himself a little gap now.
Yeah, that's an example in which, Terekov was probably also a little bit his own undoing there. I think he might have outbroken himself on a couple of corners, but there was definitely a role to be played by that red Super Trofeo in the back and the James Butler.
And James Butler, yeah.
Well. Yeah.
That was a fun little 2/3 of a lap.
It was indeed. It's a shame it doesn't keep going. Hey Max, you should slow down a little bit. Let him catch up.
I know. Come on now. We're in the entertainment business.
Exactly. Come
Get
on.
out of here.
What do you mean we don't pay you enough?
What, do you want to live forever?
Exactly. Come on, don't be a baby. one thing I'm kind of interested in is... Oh, just kidding. I was thinking of a different series. George, don't remember his name, but I was wondering why we didn't see an M4 BMW in this field at all. And that's because I don't think they're allowed. I was thinking of the GT Challenge. Max Simmons passing another GT4. I believe that's Jeff Wentworth in the 105. Yep, that's right. That's him. Oh, and again, Terekov is just getting beset upon by unfortunate circumstances. Caught up behind the GT4 as they come up to Blanchimont. That's gonna be really frustrating.
Oh, way wide there, going way around.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that guy's doing. I think that's Landry, but I'm not entirely 100% sure. Oh, that was Trevor Cheney, not actually Jeff Wentworth. Oh no, this is a different car. So the other one was Jeff Wentworth. Max Simmons is just coming up on him. all the Lamborghinis and the identical Camaros are playing mind games, man. I haven't really talked about it much except when I'm messing up his name, but Adam Stark. Oh well, even in spite of that GT4 carnage, Terekov just set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what the heck is going on.
Simmons had just held it for like a split second, and then Terekov took it back.
Also, maybe that's because we just got a track condition update. It is now fast. It was even a few seconds ago it was green.
That sounds
so it's
fast.
now fast. Yeah. Well, now it's fast.
Ooh.
Yeah. So even greener. I mean faster.
I don't know. I don't like the sound of that. Fast.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
I don't understand why they don't just like put it on like a scale or something and be like, it is 3 fast or something. I don't know.
3 fasts.
Yeah, 3 speed units.
Ooh.
John Archie making a move around Mark Sutherland. Apparently the number 2 GT4. I gotta pour one out for Adam Stark in 19th place. I mean, we're not teammates or anything, but as someone who drives the sister car to the Janetta G50, I believe it's called. Spa is, Spa isn't my strong track. I said that earlier, but it is also not that car is not strong at all on this track either. It is very much a mid-speed, low-speed cornering car, and there are way too many streets on this track. So, Adam Stark is a very proficient driver. He's done well in the series so far. I believe he's leading the GT4 class. Not entirely sure. This has to be painful. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Keckley, did Keckley retire?
It's possible.
He's 5 laps down.
I would believe it because he was the one that we saw have a tank slapper into the wall.
He hit it pretty hard, yeah. And 5 laps, that's like a whole movie on this track.
Basically, yeah. Now on Disney Plus,
Ooh.
The Ballad of Jake Keckley.
That's right. That's one of my favorite ballads there is.
Oh, sorry, that's not on Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus Plus.
Oh, okay.
You gotta pay extra for that one.
That's one they don't tell you about. It's like the secret menu at In-N-Out.
Exactly, like you're at McDonald's or whatever. Exactly. Yeah, in order to get all that Jake Keckley action, you gotta
ask for it.
Oop. Okay, no, that's not for position. That's a trophy. Martin Landry setting the best lap of the race, 8th place.
Look at that.
McLaren. So it's where there is not so much drama in the race itself as much anymore. The lap time is going all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
Thomas Waj illustrating the speed difference in the Super Trofeo versus the GT4, just passing James Butler. Thomas Waj, I wonder if there's any relation to Tony Waj, who we've seen in previous GT challenges.
It's a really common name, Waj. So.
Oh yeah, super common.
Really hard to say.
I mean, most of my cousins are named Waj, so it's understandable.
Waj is almost as common as Sutherland around here.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, I almost wonder how if McLaren cut us a brand deal or something. Why are there so many? Ignoring the Lamborghinis, because you have to drive a Lamborghini in the Lamborghini class.
Sure.
Idiot. What you didn't know that? But there are more McLarens in this series than there are anything else.
Interesting.
I believe there are 6 or 7.
Was that across both classes, or?
Yeah, it's across both classes. Well, I'll have to look because there might be. I know there's at least one GT4. There may be 2. Let me have a peek. Freddie Avila, yeah, and Art Mitchell. So there's 7 or 8 McLarens in this series. So that's almost an entire class's worth.
Zach Brown's very happy about this. Zach,
yep.
I bet that's Zach Brown from the Zach Brown band. Not the famous head of McLaren.
Oh, okay.
I'm up on my Zachs.
Yeah. I was like, I thought you were talking about Zach Brown band, because you were.
Oh, well.
But
shout out to Zach Martin.
Yeah, shout out to Zach Martin. You're almost Zach Brown.
That's right.
I am.
What do you think about that McLaren livery this year in Formula One?
I think all the Formula One liveries are pretty good this year.
They look great.
They're pretty good, and I think the cars look better than they have in many years too.
Agreed. They look super cool. I'm interested to see what Alpha's livery is once they get rid of this like ugly like camo or whatever.
Yeah, I've not been a fan. I mean, I don't pay a ton of attention to F1, but I've definitely been watching the new car unveilings.
Sure. Well, at least there's so little of them, right? So it's not hard to like see them.
Exactly. And plus, it helps that people are keeping us posted really regularly in the ESR Discord channel. You should visit us, esr-race.org. Get in on this conversation on the Discord.
That's right. Go share some memes.
Exactly, especially the memes.
Do some laps.
We got quite a few meme lords and lap lords too.
And how?
Exactly.
We used to have a time lord, but I don't know where they.
Yeah, I heard they weren't too. They moved to the BBC and they weren't too happy.
No.
With that, there's a little bit of controversy going on with that.
The Brexit.
Exactly.
I like how I just left the R out of that. I decided it was
Brexit. I mean, you never know.
That was when Beck left the country.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was some time ago. Yeah. He was still going by Beckery back then.
Yeah, well, I can't remember when he was called Beckery, but I'll just take your word for it.
Well, he prefers it that way because he prefers it if you remember him as Beck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I prefer that too.
I think so too. Yeah, it was the right choice. Nobody's arguing that.
One thing I'm kind of interesting. I am very interesting, but I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. But is that Thomas Waj does have a registration in this series. He is the number 14 Alpine GT4. He hasn't. I don't think he's been in a race, but he's registered under the GT4 mark. So,
could be some we're watching you. Interesting administration going on.
Neil, are you administering the series from your Porsche again?
Creative administration going on.
So he can do a lot of stuff, but maybe he can't do it too well while multitasking. We gave him points for that earlier. Maybe it was a mistake.
It was. I think it went to his head. That's another thing he's really good at.
Letting things go to his head. Yeah, I think so. It happens.
All these people I don't know.
Exactly. No, Neil's good. I mean, I tried to invite him to come skiing with me a while ago, and he couldn't do it. So he's a little bit of a hoser, but that's okay. Ooh, John Archie going way wide.
Whoa.
I think that's Pouon. I think I see James Butler in the background, so I wonder if there was an emergency evasive maneuver. We might have a code brown on our hands.
You can't see it, but I'm tapping my nose, the tip of my nose, and nodding.
I'll just imagine, yeah. Very good. So that could have been interesting. John Archie in 6, so not exactly in the position of power that he was once a while ago.
No, and he still has another stop to do too.
Yeah, so he's all nicely aligned with with his compatriots just ahead. I'm interested to see how Arsenault and Landry line up, because they're currently last in the GT3 category. I'm not seeing Wesley Stokes, so he might have had an incident that we didn't get to see. Maybe another Code Brown. So that's unfortunate. Also trying to see where did Simeon Naku... Oh, there he is in 20th. Never mind. So we've lost a couple of drivers. I'm not entirely sure.
Kekler's gone.
Oh yeah, Jake Keckley left. Okay.
That was not surprising. He had a pretty rough shunt.
Yeah, normally we try and encourage people to stay in the race until it's over, because leaving while it is in progress can cause lag issues. But it is understandable. He crashed
fairly early,
moderately early on, so that could be pretty frustrating. I understand how that works.
What do we race him? We're gonna dock him 30 points because he didn't want to stick around.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh man, I know how
so annoying.
Penalty points works. Yeah.
Like I understand the spirit behind the rule, but it's fucking bullshit, and everyone knows it.
See, man, this is actually an issue that's come up a lot in games in the past month or two. I don't know if you play any Rocket League, but
not lately. No.
Well, their latest season, they released a thing, just kind of across the board with that made people kind of do the question mark meme, where the guys looking at the camera and just like question marks.
Yeah.
But so this is a small one. They changed it so that you can't see the server population anymore.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of like why. Well, you kind of can, but it says instead of showing you a number, it just says good, great, or amazing.
Alright.
And so it's like, what's the point there? I don't know, maybe they're trying to hide dwindling player numbers or something. But they also changed it so that for those who aren't aware, in Rocket League, if you similar to Race Room, if you leave a ranked match before the match is over, you could get a penalty, and also you will. And also you will be temporarily banned from playing more ranked matches, and that penalty increases the more often you do it. However, with the most recent update, they made it so that also applies to unranked. So
really,
if you leave an unranked match, so casual is what they call it, but unranked is another way to say it. If you leave an unranked match before it's over, you'll get banned from playing. And not even just unranked stuff, but anything.
Now, I haven't played maybe since like the first or second wave of the pandemic, but maybe don't they just replace it with AI if someone drops?
Yeah, they do. In unranked, yes, and in ranked.
Oh yeah, obviously in unranked, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I mean, I can't see it. Can't see it from the unranked perspective at all.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, well, people are gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
But in ranked, I can kind of see it, like the race room thing, like kind of looping back around. You know, it's to prevent people from doing the Forza thing, where just like dive bombing turn 1 and then quitting and then rejoining another match or something, or just being overly toxic to discourage doing stuff that you're
right.
It's making you suffer your own consequences, basically.
From that perspective, I see it, and I guess but then it's like if you crash, like if you can see there's like an incident, and like they can look, there's like a whole bunch of incidents, and then
and then we get into kind of like how hard is it to monitor these kind of events and things like that.
Sure.
Sector 3 Race Room devs are a pretty small team.
Oh, for sure. As a matter of fact, they just had a bake sale just to pay for the next update. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm still waiting for my Spatzel.
Ooh, yes.
I'm interested to see in what kind of box that arrives.
Box.
Exactly. But so it's like I see. Look at all those lights. They're all over the place.
Oh.
There's some on top of the freaking thing.
Okay,
there's some to the side. There's some on the top of the screen. There's some to the side of the screen. Yeah, basically. I'm glad we caught that because I was not paying that much attention. But as we were kind of saying, wait, is that Zach Martin that's caught up to Terekov here? Krzyzia Terekov? Let's see. Seriously, why so many lights? The 4, 8, 1, 2, 3.
You got all
4,
the primary
5,
colors.
So
You're
there's
moving on to
3.
purples.
There's 4 groups of 7, and then 2 groups of 4. There's like, there's like 36 lights on that stupid thing. Anyway.
Oh, look at this! 3 through the bus stop.
Making a move. Oh, so Terekov breaks off for the pits, his final pit stop. I don't think that was Zach Martin. That might have been Martin Landry.
Not to be confused with Zach Martin Landry.
Exactly. or Martin Zach Landry.
Oh, ooh, Martin Zach Landry. Yes, yes.
Ed Zachary?
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 Interesting.
Beckerly? My brain is a puddle in my skull right now.
I think it's Beckerly. Oh.
Beckerly. Oh, yeah, that's right. It came full circle. Hey!
But yeah, like, I don't know, like, maybe there could be, like, going back to the race room ranked thing. I don't know, maybe they can put some kind of, you know, write some kind of code.
Sorry to interrupt, I didn't realize.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, I didn't realize Arsenault and Landry were battling. We were focused kind of on Terekov, but that was for position with Arsenault and Landry.
Oh.
So they're side by side through the entire Kemmel Straight, and have now brought the fight to Lacombe with this terrified Camaro just caught in the crossfire a little bit. He's like, please don't hurt me.
I'm okay.
I think that's Jeff. No, it's not Jeff Wentworth. That is Alex Shine.
Oh, so, is it raining again?
Ooh, it is. It is. I can't. The codec is misbehaving, so I couldn't see it too well. But I'm looking at the weather, and yeah, it's gonna pick up raining.
Uh-oh.
So this throws a huge wrench. So the track, as a matter of fact, track just got downgraded from fast to green.
Oh, this could make things interesting.
So we're gonna go through the whole color spectrum, I think.
So we got rain, plus we have some cars that still need to pit. So
exactly.
Could make for a spicy last 10:38.
Exactly. So you hit the nail on the head right there, and we're seeing Arsenault go a little bit wide, like he's been prone to do. Those who have burned both their pit stops already may be in a bit of a wow, it's raining hard.
It's coming
down.
Track
is already down to greasy. So that's a really fast. In like 20 seconds, it went from fast to green to greasy.
Ooh.
That's a lot of rain. It doesn't look like it, at least to me, but according to the little dialogue thingy, shit's going down.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like it to me either. There was like one camera shot they cut to, and I was like, damn, that's a lot of rain. But then other ones, it doesn't look like it. So,
you can kind of see from these wide angles that there's like some streaks coming across the screen, but even that doesn't look like that much.
I saw a funny meme on the internet recently, which is
no way.
Interesting, yeah, which is like a great way to start an interesting story. But it was basically like saying like how like every time a new game console comes out, you're like, bro, look how good it looks, and then you just show them like a wet floor, and then you're like, dude,
basically,
look how good that wet ground looks.
I mean that's just kind of real though, because like with ray tracing and stuff, that's a really interesting rev light setup they got in that Trofeo. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, like ray tracing is the new hotness when it comes to gaming graphics, right?
For sure.
But what's the best way to friggin' showcase ray tracing technology? Reflections.
Rain.
What are the best way to get dynamic reflections? Rain.
Yeah,
puddles
exactly.
And stuff. And where do those form? On the floor.
On the floor.
So,
at least in this dimension.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you never know. I mean, with you in the upside down. I mean.
Oh yes, yes.
You know, getting a little Stranger Things up in here.
Ooh, the strangest.
Yeah, so what's not a strange thing is how you were totally on point. And yeah, looking at floors, like marble floors, that's been a big one. When Battlefield 5 came out, they had a bunch of like things of walls and stuff. It's like, ooh, look, it's reflecty. And so you're not wrong. It's like, look at these graphics. Floor.
The next kind of big thing I'm waiting for, like the next kind of like what can we say? Like the next like benchmark that I'm kind of looking for in gaming, like graphically, is like to where like everything doesn't look like it's like brand new like hard ass plastic. You know, like everything looks like it's always like made out of like, you know, like I don't know, like the like a McDonald's play place or something. It's just like really hard, like shiny plastic. You know.
Yeah, I think we've almost come full circle, because I remember, you know, back in the 90s, like, you know, PS1, Nintendo 64 era, it was clearly obvious, you know, that well, this just doesn't look good. You know, the resolution isn't. Well, I mean, it looked good for the time, but compared to real life, you can clearly tell. And so, there was, I feel like there's a time in like the late 2010s where it got kind of difficult to tell for a minute. Because graphics are good, but you could also kind of see, Guillermo Martinez going off road. This is not Rallycross. We talked about rally trofeos, but yeah, come on, calm down, man.
We haven't talked to Codemasters yet.
Exactly, that's gonna be in the works. But anyway. And in like the late 2010s, it got kind of like, okay, but you could still kind of tell some of the textures, like grass and stuff.
Yeah.
But now graphics have gotten so good that it's almost gone in the other direction.
It's like too realistic.
It looks too realistic. I can tell when you know, when a thing is a game because it looks too good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, yeah, nothing is this shiny in real life. You know, nothing's this perfect.
I think a part of it too is, I mean, you know, it's obviously like subjective or whatever, but I think a part of it is you know, from like a photography standpoint or like a video standpoint, everything's always in focus. There's no depth of field. So like if you look all the way to the back, like everything's like the whole frame is in focus, and like the whole plane is in focus. You know, like there's no point where things go out of focus unless it's like an artistic, you know, kind of choice or whatever. But then again, like you know, focus, like that's probably going to add, you know, like computing power requirements. So like,
well, definitely adds an element of dimensionality.
Yeah, and I think the thing is dirty. Everything always looks everything looks either like super clean or like dirty as shit. There's like there's not a lot of in between. So I think that's another way they could kind of. Although I don't know, me personally, I prefer my things like this, like kind of more like representative and like almost cartoony, rather than like strictly realistic per se. But if you are going for a realistic thing, I think these are some things that.
Well, we're at a really. Yeah, no, and I see where you're coming from, and that makes a lot of sense. But we're at a really interesting kind of crossroads, because games are so. Well, actually, let me take a step back. Games are. Well, I'm kind of thinking about what I'm gonna say, and I'm realizing it doesn't make that much sense.
Sure, that's even more reason to say it.
But but we're kind of at a crossroads in like AAA, you know, game development. Where the games are so expensive to make.
Oh my. Yeah.
And you know, but you know, and our standards are ever raised. You know? But that doesn't all take into account how much more increasingly difficult it is. I think it's exponential. Actually, no, it's certainly exponential, because you know, games. As we sort of get out of the uncanny valley and start getting more towards like perfect realistic.
Excellent.
This is a battle. This is a battle. Trevor Chaney versus Josh McLaughlin. I just realized this is an actual battle going on. Chaney. I think McLaughlin has burned all his tire changes a while ago, so he might be hurting in the last 4 minutes of this race.
I'd like to compliment you on your Uncanny Valley reference.
Yeah. Well, Cali is definitely in a valley too, so that makes it. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you. But as stuff gets more realistic, and God, what's the name? There's like a scientific principle that's really fascinating, and I won't spend too much time on it. The zip principle. That's ZIPF.
Okay.
And it's in the most basic terms, it's the 80-20 rule. And it can be applied to a scary number of things in life, like anything. Like name a thing.
Rule.
So
Unpack
if you're
that a little bit.
So like the common example is in like tech support, 80% of the problems are caused by 20% of the customers.
Oh, okay, sure.
And this and you can apply this to basically anything. So like, for example, furniture placement in a house. The path through the furniture, or the 80% of the use on the carpet will go to 20% of the area of the carpet. Approximately, you know, it's not going to be literally that.
Sure.
And so as we're kind of like approaching Moore's law, you know, dying, which is like the computing power, you know, doubling every few years.
Sure.
We're starting to find that it takes more and more money, like 20% of the game, the graphics, take 80% of the money or effort. And I wonder how long it'll be before that starts to be something that's just no longer sustainable, because like games look so good.
Yeah.
And ray tracing and whatnot. Like how many people actually want a game to look 100% real? I actually don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question, because like I would definitely. I mean, obviously, like it's like a game to game basis, right? But like generally speaking, like I'm like much more into like Stardew Valley than I am like or
indies.
something like Parappa the Rappa, like a dated reference. I don't know why that was the one that.
Wow.
I don't know where I pulled
Dude,
that out of.
it's been a long time since I got a PlayStation 1, but that threw me way back.
That's paper cut, like that was weird. I don't know where that came from. I haven't thought about Parappa the Rappa in like I don't know in a week of Sundays.
But but I gotta say that's the one of the most catchy video game names I've ever heard.
That's true. It's true.
Parappa the Rappa. That's also a little backronym-y, a little forced. But anyway, you like indie games more kind of simple graphics.
I guess I just prefer more of like I prefer more of like something to have kind of like an artistic flair and a style, more than like strictly representative,
Yeah, no, I understand.
But that's not exclusive. Like like that one video that came out a little bit ago of like that motorcycle game, where they like rendered it like was it like one of the
was that Ride 5 or whatever?
Yeah, and they were like in the rain, like that was nuts.
Yeah. Well, and
well, that's me personally.
Yeah,
that's a good question though. How much more do people want?
I have a similar philosophy-ish. I don't really care. I mean, actually, yeah, the philosophy isn't that similar, but it's more. It results in a similar kind of viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really care what a game looks like. I would like it to look nicer, but if it doesn't, I don't really care. So long as the gameplay and like the features are good.
Couldn't agree more.
Like
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yep. I mean, have you ever heard of a game called Inscription? And anyone who's talked with me in the last, like, 10 months knows that I'm about to go on a mini rant here. No, I'm just kidding.
So take a drink.
But basically, it's like a card game.
Okay.
Kind of tabletop simulator-y thing, except for it's like it's more, but it's set in a horror thriller kind of mystery universe.
Okay.
Where you kind of just wake up at a card table and this dude who's just basically a pair of eyes that you can see like tells you to start playing.
That's awesome.
And there's like a bunch of intrigue and stuff. And the game looks like garbage.
Okay.
Like objectively it looks terrible. I mean, you could argue that that's a theme, but I'm just saying from like a realistic standpoint.
Sure.
It looks terrible. Like it's straight up low res. Like you can see aliasing. Like but they kind of embrace it, but it's one of the most fun games I've played in the past, like, probably year or so.
Okay.
It's the intrigue is really good, the story is really good. It gets a little meta sometimes.
Sure.
Which I think is a little cringy.
Me too. It's like super overused, but it's popular. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Well, Undertale really kind of wore that out. But,
right.
But it's so much fun, and would I like it to look better? Probably. I mean, if it was like 4K, ray trace, whatever, at no other penalty.
Right.
I think that'd be better. But it's, with all that money that's spent on graphics and stuff, that's just not. I don't care enough at all, basically.
That's so I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, well, I was gonna say basically, I was gonna finish saying that, and I wonder how long it takes before people kind of shift the other way. Because how long can games be sold on basically graphics alone? I mean, we see Battlefield 2042 really test the edge of that
That
water.
was like that recent stinker, no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's absolutely. It's probably gonna destroy the Battlefield franchise and probably even DICE as a company. I'm not even joking. So many DICE devs and stuff have left as a result, like directly before or after that game. Ooh, John Archie.
Uh-oh.
There's a race going on after all. I forgot to mention.
Oh.
We're on the last lap. Yeah. But anyway, you were gonna say something.
Oh, I was just gonna kind of finish that conversation by contradicting myself and say, after all of that, I recently purchased Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's great. I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah. And that comes down to a preference thing, because I can't stand like MMO styled games. I know that's not an MMO, but it's got RPG kind of elements like that.
You know what's funny is I used to be the same way, and for the most part I am. Like I'm not like
Max Simmons won.
Oh,
by the way.
There you go. Taking it to
Followed
the
by Kuzya Terekov.
Maximum's limit.
Exactly. Yep.
There was almost a pun there. Almost a pun.
If Max watches this video, you better not change your name to that, or I'm gonna hurt you.
Oh no, Maximum Maximins.
He tries to do that every time with everything. But anyway, awesome. And that's not a bad thing. It is awesome. Anyway.
But I found that I like those kind of games selectively, of course. But when I first wake up in the morning, and that way I can do like as much or as little as I want. Like, so if I'm like feeling tired, having some coffee, I can just kind of walk around the thing, or if I feel like kicking some ass, I can do that. But then, like, I never play those games like outside of like the morning, like when I first wake up. So like, I definitely know what you mean. Like, I just kind of use them to kind of do stuff as I wake up, you know.
Okay, yeah, I kind of have like an idle activity or something going.
Yeah, exactly. So that said, like, I definitely know what you mean, because I'm not gonna like bust it out at like 5 p.m. and just be like, this is awesome, you know.
Right. No, that's totally understandable.
Ooh, fireworks! I saw.
Oh yeah, they got some fireworks in the rain.
Oh, spare no expense in Belgium.
Exactly. This is a big event. You know, you don't just ESR comes to town. You got to pull out all the stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, we're finishing the race, and looks like no one's having any battles. So I'm just gonna spoiler alert. I mean, you're like 20 seconds away from the end, so calm down. But we got, in order of finish order, obviously, Max Simmons, first place, good job, was able to hold on. Kuzya Terekov made a great effort, he's in second place. Zach Martin in third, holding off Mika Watt for fourth. Woo! Spencer Taft in fifth, Michael Landry sixth, John Archie seventh, and Ayrton Arsenault in eighth, the last finishing GT3. Dan French is first in GT4 with a... Oh, no, just kidding, that's Super Trofeos. Ha! I almost fooled myself.
Woo!
Han in second, Guillermo Martinez in third, and Thomas Waj in fourth. That's our entire Super Trofeo field that finished. Freddie Avila actually came from behind out of nowhere. I think he qualified fourth or something in the GT4s, so good job to him. Neil Sutherland in second, Adam Stark falling from first to third, but is able to hold it off. Like I said, that Ginetta was struggling towards the end. Actually, just kidding, Simeon Naku's here too, so he was also in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Jeff Wentworth in fourth, Alex Shine in fifth, Trevor Cheney sixth, Josh McLaughlin falling all the way to seventh place, and Josh, oh gosh dang it, has it been Josh Butler this entire time?
I just noticed that like 10 seconds ago when you were saying that he was doing donuts, when like you were going through the roster, and I was like, is that a joke or is that a different guy?
No. Oh, no. I forgot. Gosh dang it.
Because we were making those jokes as far as like John, James, Jim, Josh.
I'm gonna have a freaking aneurysm, okay? So not only do James Butler and John Barker always find themselves battling with each other, and they have each other's name as nicknames in ESR Discord.
That's right.
But now there's a Josh Butler, and I hang out with Josh McLaughlin all the time. So this is so. Why do you guys hate me so much? Just kidding. It's
that
fun.
was great that it like we wait through an hour 15-minute race plus qualifying plus outlaps.
I called him James Butler the entire time.
That was hilarious. Apologies, Joshua.
I'm gonna call you whatever I want because I can barely keep their freaking names straight. I still mess them up to this day.
We were just joshing with you anyway.
Yeah, what he said. Mark Sutherland is our first DNFer in the GT4 category, so that is all of our finishers. Gosh dang. Wow. Okay. It's amazing everyone takes me seriously. Perhaps they don't. That's probably a good thing. Anyway, that was the entirety of our double parking long race at Spa. This is Multiclass Mondays. Our next race is February 28th, next week. That's going back to our traditional sprint format. That is Hungaroring, so that'll be fun. I'm amazed I said Hungaroring correctly the first time. I normally stutter that one pretty bad.
I'm amazed you said it twice in a row.
Hungaroring.
You sounded like Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's like Scooby-Doo or something. But anyway, look forward to seeing you then. It's going to be an exciting battle for the So as the championship winds down, the battles will heat up as we get closer to the finish. But yes, that is all I got. Do you have anything, Zach Wolf?
Only to say, don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And whatever you do, don't call Josh Butler James for an hour and 15 minutes in a row.
Nor Jim, nor Jam.
Jam. I'm calling him Jam from now on. That's it.
Good
Damn it.
old Jam. Good old Jams.
Wait, that's even closer to that's even closer to James.
Oh
No,
no.
I can't do that. All right. Well, with that is our entire race. Visit us, esr-race.org. Eat, Sleep, Race. We have stuff like this all the time in every skill level, every series. We do stuff all the way from absolutely nutso Wreckfest Fridays, which is tomorrow. I mean, in 4 days, because this is a Monday.
Correct.
We do Wreckfest, everything. We do BeamNG sometimes, not as often though. ACC Race Room. We have a Dirt Rally 2.0 championship that just started heating up. Join that. And all the other stuff that I forgot to mention. ESR-race.org. Visit us. We got a Discord, and we do stuff like that. You can even commentate. You could become a commentator.
It's true.
Which is way better than a regular tater.
It's true.
Anyhow, that's all I got. I've been Cole McRae.
I've been Zach Wolf.
Zach Wolf. Yep, sorry, I'll let you say that. Do it one more time.
Oh. I've been Cole McRae.
I hate you. I've been Zach Wolf. And yeah, it's been good to have you. Join us next time. Peace out.